soon as I see something red, I'll start. Yes. Peace and love, everybody. I go by the name of Jonesy D, and I am so proud to say that we are here with the whole cast of Next Day Delivery. Yeah, all of the crews are here. They've done their work. The last time I spoke to them all was to give them the information regarding the Next Day Delivery, which was 4 pieces of music, 1 object, which was a bed sheet, and 1 line of text, which was underlying wealth conditions. See that? You thought I forgot, innit? Well, I did. Okay, so before we get into everything, just want to say that the competition is over. Yeah? Everybody won because everybody came with some real quality stuff. Also, there was something really dodgy that happened 2 days ago. All of a sudden, one group ended up getting like 700 votes completely out of the blue. And I don't really trust the internet at the best of times, but this one definitely looked really shocking, didn't it, guys? Anybody got any thoughts on what happened over the last couple of days?
No, I don't want to sound like Trump asking for I demand a recount. Demand a recount.
I woke up to a message from my friend and he was like, stop the count. Stop the count. Oh, man. But it's such a shame because, you know, when we woke up the next day, we're like, what? How many likes? And then looked at the views and we're like, dude, something is fishy is going on here. And it's a shame that such an amazing opportunity for all of us to create in such hard times and to try and have a competition that we thought would be fair get ruined by such hate, just haters out there. Because, you know, how does it happen? How does it happen? What are you doing with your time to come and just ruin some artists trying to just make work, you know, and share their work? It's a real shame. But
for me personally, when I saw your video though, I was like, it totally makes sense. Like it deserved it. Like regardless of views, it was hella dope. So I was just like, yeah, that makes sense. It matched for me.
I think it was really nice of Anthony and Kel for reaching out to them first, because, you know, that looked fishy. And then like, I mean, obviously your video was amazing, but like, oh, okay, that's something strange going on right now. But you guys reached out and like, there's something wrong, you know, you need to correct that. And I was like, oh, wow, they're great artists.
Thanks. I live on YouTube, so I know view to like ratio.
I was like,
we learned to dance off YouTube. I was like, this ain't right, dude. I was like, yeah, let's sort this out.
Yeah.
But you know what was right? Just the work. Everybody's interpretation of the idea was so dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I know we've all seen them, but we're going to just show a little bit of everybody's again, just for the sake of it, yeah? Can we start with Sun Kim's? Just a little bit, just a minute's worth, yeah? Let's check this out.
Hey.
Oh,
Here we go.
It feels
What?
like every time.
Well,
that
was a good idea before.
That was 3 seconds. Yay. Okay.
Well, that was a really tough. Well, so all those people watching out there, you know what you can do. You can go check it out properly. But yeah. But Sun Kim, could you just share with us some of your thoughts and some of your experiences while you were making the work?
Sure, yeah. I mean, those 24 hours, as you guys all can understand, was quite challenging, but also very rewarding at the end. When Sarid, who is not here today, Sarid and I heard Fayon's song, it was very haunting. It sounded very haunting because she keeps saying like, I know what I want, I know what I want. So like, I started wondering, does she really know what she wants, or she needs to repeat herself because she doesn't? So that's when the like gaslighting concept came into my mind. And then I know that not a lot of people are aware of what gaslighting is. So we wanted to bring awareness to it. So, hey, so we did. A lot of work, and then Sari started writing spoken word, but we also wanted to keep Fayon's vocal from the song. So Sari kind of decided to kind of talk to her in two-sided way and made it really work with the gaslight concept along with the props and the text that we were given. Yeah. And then, and then we did a lot of lightings. We did spoiler alert, we did a lot of lighting at the end just to like set the tone for the concept. So you use like a neutral lighting when Sari's spoken word part along with her vocal, but once she say I know what I want, we use a lot of different lighting, strobing, color lighting, a ring light, a silhouette, and everything just to capture how crazy and heavy it can be. Yeah, it was fun.
I would like to just say that I was gassed by your lighting. Sorry.
That's the
I'm
opposite.
allowed to tell silly jokes, right?
Hey, thanks.
That's wordplay on so many levels, Johnsy.
I know. Yeah, but it was really beautiful, man. I really loved your dancing, actually. And of all of the pieces, I would say that you really explored dance really, really lovely. And yeah, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
And, you know, I do think that it's a shame that more women didn't apply for this. Do you know what I mean? You were the only one.
Well, I'm used to being the only woman, the only Asian girl in the crew always, so that's okay. We'll bring some, yeah.
But thank you so much. And I also love the way you dissected the words, and you just dissected the words to make it fit with your concept, which is really beautiful. Thank you so much.
That's all, sorry. Yay, thank you.
Okay. Next up, can we speak to Rob and Ken Masters? Tell us a little bit about what you lot were thinking when you made this piece.
It's a bit of a blur. Like,
Kenny, or?
I was just going to say it's a bit of a blur, but it's hard to remember what came first, the sheet or the I think
egg.
Everything kind of the sheet or the egg. But it all kind of evolved kind of organically from the moment the Zoom chat was over. In fact, before that, I think we'd started ticking away. The beat that we heard was like already a catalyst because we thought that sounds like Newcastle. You know, like it's got that grimy sound that we like boom bap sound that we really love, and so that we gravitated towards that. But then I guess it was the sheet. We said, we'll have to go to Wilkinson's, get a sheet. So that was part of the journey and that. And we decided to get a black sheet rather than the white one for a couple of reasons. I think just because it would show up less dirt on it for practical reasons, but also we had this kind of symbiote kind of idea going on. It's kind of like the metaphor for cash and greed kind of being like a symbiote on human existence and stuff. So that was kind of I guess the core and the basis of the idea, and just kind of comic book references and stuff and whatnot. Rob, you want to chip in?
It's for me, like I do want to go back and address the competitive elements. I think it's worth going back. I think the conversation starting with that. But to finish Kenny's point, I think overall because of the time frame, it was very much a yes and process. It wasn't a case of let's do this, we could do it this way. It was a case of we've got this idea, that works, what's the next idea? Yes, that works, what's the next idea? Yes, that works. And then we came up with a frame of like, okay, so if we want to shoot here, we need to get this many angles, this much footage, and then just get as much as we can in about 6 hours of daylight on the camera that we had, which was our phones. And then we could go back and edit everything because Kenny needed time to write lyrics. I'm sure you'd agree it was a fantastic lyrical piece. So
my phone died like during filming, so I was intending to write on my phone during the day and then it died, and I was like, oh man, I can't write anything until I get home and that. So that was a bit of a curveball, like, but yeah.
But the whole process was really fun. It was enjoyable. It was right up to the minute, and going back to the competitive side as well. I mean, for me, like the bottom line is, regardless of likes and numbers, is that the fact is the competitive element is pretty much useless to me. It might mean something to other people, but the fact is that we got offered the chance to make art and we got paid for it. So I think that's the real value there. I mean, there's logistical things. I think there was perhaps a misinterpretation, because I think me and Kenny saw the post and it was one dancer, one camera, one wordsmith. And then obviously the Matsena brothers, congratulations on your film as well. It is fantastic that you have a full team. And I mean, even just logistically, if you have 7 people advertising and then sharing on Facebook, you're reaching 7 groups of people, 7 friend groups, 7 social medias. And I think that naturally attracts more numbers, and that's completely fair enough. But like I said, the numbers don't really mean anything. We all made some beautiful art. We all got paid. And I think in a time like now, with lockdown and not really much going on, I'm very grateful for the opportunity as well. So everyone made some sterling work, in my opinion.
Amen to that.
I fully agree. Go on. Who was that? Sorry, I heard another voice.
Sun Kim there.
Oh, right. Yeah, Sun Kim. Yeah, well, actually, looking at Sun Kim's situation, I think her work applied to what you're saying, Rob. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, her votes were really high, do you know what I mean? Even though she only had a couple of people. So I don't know to what extent that having a bigger team automatically means that, do you know what I mean? Also, I think that, you know, it was one night went weird, do you know what I mean? And it didn't feel correct, do you know what I mean? So, I
mean, the thing is as well, it's all, I don't mean to take the conversation here. I'd like to, move on, but also as well, a competition's just a competition. You can't help what the public like and what they enjoy. And the fact is, me and Kenny were saying, before we even put it out and sent it back to Breakin Convention, we had a conversation, are we proud of what we've made? And we both went, yeah, we've made something that we're happy with, we're proud of, and we've collaborated together. And that's all that matters, man. Like, we sent it and we're happy, and I'm sure everybody else that's put something in has been like, I'm proud of this, The winning is kind of second, man. I don't think anybody gets it. If you look at it, Breakin, I didn't start Breakin to win Red Bull BC1. So, yeah, it's not the winning, man. It's just the taking part.
All good, man. Okay, well, keeping that in mind, let's see who the winner, Anthony, tell us what your experience was like.
Oh man, it was amazing. Echoing what Rob said, it was a very much yes and situation. You kind of got out of your way as an artist, trying to think what's the most smart or interesting decision you can make, and you just make instinctual choices as a group. You just keep vibing, and actually out of that experience, we had a lot more ideas that we now want to explore going further. So that time constraint was really, really dope. For us, the underlying wild condition is where we started. We just kind of played the songs over and over and just kept thinking. So we didn't say anything for the first hour. Where like everyone just think, just play the music repeatedly, and then we started discussing the words you gave us, and that was meant to be in our schedule like an hour, but we spent like 2 or 3 hours, and we wanted to shoot in the day, but we ended up having to shoot in the night. And some really great things were said in that conversation.
Yeah, in those conversations, because from underlying wealth condition, we started speaking about an underlying health condition, and how in today's world, if you have an underlying health condition, it stops you from being able to do a lot of things. And that idea of an underlying wealth condition, it's something that you're currently not in control of, and it stops you from doing a lot of things. And someone brought up this quote from the Bible that said that it is easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to to enter the kingdom of God. And that was just very striking for us, because we went, oh, okay, we're saying underlying wealth condition, but what does wealth actually mean? Are we talking just monetary wealth, or are we being more spiritual about it, about the intangible wealth, the richness of emotions, the richness of your interactions? That's a different sort of wealth. And from there, we just started exploring all these different ideas and things coming up about what actually makes us feel rich in spirit, rich in health, rather than just printed paper. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
I found really interesting with some of the text in particular is that you were talking about the futility of ownership. That I was very interested in, do you know what I mean? Because we live our lives putting all of our money into these things that we don't actually own at the end of the day, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That really stayed with me really, really well. You know what I mean?
I think Alfie commented a lot on that
Yeah.
and made sure it came through the film. And the filming process was really interesting. We kind of just took a walk around where we were staying, and we're like, dude, it's too cold, man. We can't go far. I was like, let's do this in one take. I'll do the homeless guy first in one take, and then we'll do the rich guy in one take. But we ended up doing 2 takes of it each. And Alex is really dope. He films a lot of wildlife. So he has this instinctual thing to follow movement because of the unpredictability of animals. I think he spent a few summers filming with National Geo in Africa, filming lions hunt. And
Nice.
It's really dope because I think dance sometimes is filmed in such a static way, in a way that's so you're going to be there at this exact point. So the camera is going to be there, and there's no kind of improvisation between the camera and the performer. And that was really great. Just kind of running through the streets of London, and Alex is just following me like a kind of animal that's escaped a zoo.
Where was that? It must have been West London.
It was in West London. Yeah, it was right outside the Earl's Court.
Okay.
Earl's Court, because we needed that. We needed that like fancy looking place, but on the street on Earl's Court looks quite grungy. So yeah, they were actually like. Basically, where the rich man starts is a side street, and then where the homeless man starts is the end of that side street, and he goes around, and they end up at the same place.
So
it was kind of a comment that sometimes we're thinking about us as our color, but as our class, we need to take so many extra steps to get to the same point. When if you have not many underlying wealth conditions, you only have to take a few steps to end up at the same point. So that was something that was quite important. The kind of distance, the journey to that point where they meet.
And yeah,
lovely. I've just realized I forgot something, which is I was going to show clips of each thing. So please forgive me, but can we see a clip of Anthony's piece, and then following that we will have a look at Ken Masters and Rob's.
You are responsible to those people. And it is true that it's all very, very hard. It gets harder all of the time.
That was enough.
One more comment as well. Sorry, one more comment on the music. Amazing music. We love the kind of felt like a submerged voice was trying to find its. Someone was like being drowned or being pushed under. It was trying to submerge, and then up above that was these very clear sounds, almost the sounds of the street, the sounds of the symphony. So shout out to the musician.
Yeah.
Super.
Suren Seneviratne.
Yeah, I'm following him now, but chatting. He's dope.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You know what? That would make me really happy if this was the beginning of an artistic relationship.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
But yeah, I had to say that.
Okay, sorry. Can we go back to Ken Masters and Rob's clip, please? Because I forgot about the whole clip thing. But it'd be nice just to have a quick look at that briefly.
Lashing out at my best friend? Am I controlling this thing? Or is it controlling me?
Underappreciated, underpaid, but I remain undiscouraged and undismayed. Hunger pain, undulating under the ribcage, underplay, and they're keeping it under wraps, under the underlay.
Keep it under the wraps, under the underlay. Oh my God!
Oh no!
I just want to also say about that piece that I think that was the best usage of a bed sheet. I think you smashed that. It reminded me of The Blob. I don't know if anybody knows this old school film.
Yeah.
Do you remember it, Rob?
Yeah. I've seen The Blob. Yeah. I mean, just to go back to the sheet, just to kind of go over it. So me and Kenny were in Wilkinson's and we need a sheet, and it had all these colors. And I said, I bet you most people have a white sheet, which I was kind of right with. And that's no reflection on everyone's choice. It's just most people have white sheets. So, and there was one black sheet and it was actually busted open. And I was like, that's the one. It's not perfect. So I was thinking on the way we were walking over to think about where to shoot. I was thinking how we can use this. And I actually thought that if I wear it, put my hands in the corners of the sheet, I can wear it and I can, sorry, I just lost you. And I can move around like a blob. And then the idea came for the symbiote, and we go, okay, there's something there. And then it was the yes and thing. So yeah.
Excellent work.
Rob transformed that sheet. You know, that was kind of all him. Just that whole idea of it being like this living organism and that, and it really kind of his movement inside the sheet. I was blown away by, like, so.
Oh, thanks very much, man. I've only been dancing a week.
Don't lie. Do the b-boy. You know, remember, I've worked with you before.
Yeah.
I loved how you took the hook, the melody, and put lyrics to that as well, words to that. That was dope. I love that touch. That was cool.
So what I really loved that touch, actually.
It was actually an afterthought. It was the last thing I did. I'd when I heard the beat, I heard that part, and I thought, it would be dope to have something to kind of complement that little horn part there. And when I'd written all the verses and that, I was like, oh, nice, I've done it. And I thought, no, I wanted to do something on that horn part, and I was like, right, okay, so how can I? And then so it was a real afterthought. But then I looking back on it, it's like that kind of ties it all, in my opinion anyway, ties my verses together. It kind of gives it a little bit of grounding inside the beat, you know what I mean? So yeah,
definitely.
Thanks, Simon. I appreciate that, man.
Nah, all good, man. Okay, so let's move on to Cy Rawlingson and John Berkovich. Tell us a little bit about what you guys were doing.
Do you want to go first, or?
Yeah, you go first. You're good.
So first of all, I think we got really excited just by the challenge and started off with probably, I don't know, conservatively at least 20 ideas. We had one kind of idea of like using Zoom somehow. It just felt like it was correct to the moment. And then had all these ideas of like basically adding in every single meme you could possibly imagine that's ever come out in the last year, like every single like problem you might have with Zoom, a stop motion idea. And we were like, we're going to do it all. And we, for some reason, had no problem with the fact that we only had 24 hours to do it.
Well, we didn't actually have 24 hours either, because I was working till 4:30 on the first day. So Cy actually like arrived here at about 4:30. So we started 4.5 hours late, and then I was working from 10 the next day. So we lost 2 hours on the end as well. But
I just remember getting to 8 a.m. and we'd been like solidly in front of computers, like editing for I don't know how many hours.
Rendering.
And we'd only finished like a minute and 15. We had a minute 15 of material, and we're like, oh, we're screwed. And then just spent the last few hours just arguing about how to finish it. And we I'm pretty proud of what we finished and what we did, and kind of problem solving with all those ideas into making it vaguely work. But it was it was very much a challenge for us, I think.
There were a lot of bits where like we had stuff that we were doing where I was rendering lots of After Effects through the night, and then it would come up and we'd watch it and be like, actually no, that's not quite there, but it's taken an hour to render that, so now I need to do a few tweaks and render it. And it was just like we lost 5 or 6 hours. Like the bit that we've kept from the night's work, we'd finished by like 11:15, and then we just had a whole night of stuff that was not quite successful, and then like an 8 a.m. phone call where I think we both wanted to kill each other. Then we had to have 15 minutes of not talking, and then we called back and accepted that we now need to both give up on the stuff that we've been doing through the night and just do something else to finish the piece.
Sai, a question for Sai. Did Burko bully you during this project?
I mean, Burko's a very strong personality, but I think
I feel like if I'd have taken more of a lead, we'd have.
It definitely by 8 a.m. though, it was just like we were both, gloves were off. But it was good. Like the bit that we did like feel good about, like I'm really proud of, because we had that concept of trying to be separate screens and then cross that boundary, and it's a really simple thing, and just we weren't sure if we could pull it off cleanly, and it actually took a lot of editing and preparation, and it I think we pulled it off all right, and just tried to tie in even fun stuff, just like including bed sheets. And the first thing we do is just like pull the window up, and it's like a Google search of bed sheets. I'm not sure if it's the most amazing piece of art that's ever been made, but definitely, for something that we went out and tried to have fun with, I was happy with that part for sure.
I thought it was amazing.
I believe in the message. So
I was going to mention the split screen thing. The split screen thing was amazing. Like I like the whole, like the piece was a bit like pandemic pick and mix. Like there was just so much so many elements to it, like the kind of animated floating bit and that. But the split screen bit was just like, it was just great to kind of put that in. It worked really well. You're right. It was really clear.
If there's any consolation, lads, like it was my mom's favorite. So well done.
We kind of forgot that it was a competition. Like we realized where we had to share the videos, and I was like, oh, you can, like on my Facebook, I was like, oh, you can vote online. And then people were like, how do you vote? And I was like, actually, that's a really good question. I should probably look into that.
I wonder also how obvious it was when we still had like 30 seconds missing for finishing the challenge, and we had like a 30-second credit.
I'm just glad that it was creative. You know what I mean? Because what worked about it was that there was an element of suspension at that point. Do you know what I mean? Like when we first saw the camera just traveling, then we said, "Oh, there's a name. Oh, I wonder if he's gonna do this as credits. Oh, he is doing it at credits." Before you know it, 30 seconds done. Very good, very good. Smart move.
I was pushing for the long fade in. I was suggesting like a 15-second fade in.
Virgo had given up at that point. He was just like, put 30 seconds of black, it'll be fine.
Just 30 seconds with next day delivery written in white in the center. That'll do. That's it. That's
it. Just slowly. N E X. Okay. That was great, guys.
You want to play it? You want to play a little bit? You've played all the other ones. Do you want to play a little bit?
I missed that.
Video.
Cool.
Roll VT, Johnsy. Roll VT.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, I don't know what happened there, guys, but I would just like to say that it was an absolute pleasure.
Oh, Josie, you need to roll the video.
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah.
As you can see, I've not been hosting for very long. Can we have a look at Berkovich and Cy Rawlinson's work, please?
Hey mate, do you have your audio on? Can you hear me?
rich. Broil them and cook them up, whack them in a cooking pot and bang the fucking oven on. Bang it on and hurry up. See, some of us are starving. Just let the juices marinate and plate them up for carving.
Lovely, lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of the listeners to this, you can check out all of this on Breaking Convention's YouTube channel, yeah? You can also, if you're following any of these artists, you can probably see it on their Facebooks and stuff like that. But I have to say, as a member of Breaking Convention, I am so proud of what you guys did. And I'm so proud because we never know. It might not work. It might not work. Do you know what I mean? But you guys have proved to me that this competition doesn't need to even be a competition. It just needs to be a commission. Do you know what I mean? Because everybody represented this time. But we are going to do this again. Yeah? And I hope that the next one is going to have the same level of diligence and creativity and interpretation that this one had, because if this is like a blueprint of how this should be done, it feels good. Saying that, can anybody give me some feedback on how we do it better next time?
So I think if it was 8 p.m. till 8 p.m. So then you could start at 8, you could do a bunch of stuff that evening, you could put things on to render and like videos to export, and then you could get a couple of hours sleep, wake up, and it would feel like you're doing it over 2 days. Which I think
interesting. Anybody else agree with that? Actually, Sun Kim, because you started at 7 a.m.
Yeah. I mean, we had a whole day, so we had a time to edit in the evening as well. But it really depends on like who's gonna apply and who's like where their time zone is. They might be PST, and then that's gonna be crazy. They're starting at like 3 a.m. So yeah, just for like worldwide, I think we have to keep like. I think this was good for us. Yeah.
Good point. Yeah, because Burko, like, to do it at that time is going to be a nightmare, as Sun Kid said, for anybody who's West Coast America, you know what I mean?
It was something that we kind of chatted about as well, like thinking that if only we could have had the meeting in the morning, but then obviously, Sun Kim was up at 6 a.m, like, so it was super early for her. And like, I guess like, if it was like if it was summer, it wouldn't have been much of a problem. I guess there'd be more daylight and it wouldn't have been as cold as well. That was. Can you sort the weather out next time, Johnsy?
I'll have a word with God and see what he's saying. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every time I look in the mirror, I'm talking to him. So I don't know.
The other version of that might be that you do the meeting on the day. And then the following day, everyone receives an email at 12 noon their time that has the object, the music. So you start from then. So you do the meeting with all the artists the day before, and the following day at 12 your time. And then you have 24 hours to reply.
I quite like the simultaneous nature of this project, and I think we'd lose that.
Yeah, as much as it was really painful, I did appreciate that there was something quite visceral with the challenge, knowing that everyone else at that moment was going to be like hunkering away doing it. So,
yeah.
Like most things, I think the rules that were set, the sheet, the tracks, everything, the limitations, they were amazing. And I don't think there's any feedback to give. I think you've tried to launch a project during a pandemic, and I think that it was extremely successful by the quality of the work from everyone. And I think maybe going forward, it's worth just playing with the rules. I always thought when I watched Burgo and Sai's track, I was thinking, oh, we used the same track. Cool. What if everybody used the same track? How would that affect it? Or, yeah, we all had the same item, but there was different interpretations. So, if there was more limitation to the rules, like how would that affect it? Maybe.
Nice, wicked.
I've been toying around with like I mentioned this to you, John, the other day, that, like doing like a hip hop specific version of it, like even just amongst our crew, just kind of getting like a beat maker, like an MC, a graph artist, and that, and do like a kind of all elements next day delivery sort of thing, you know what I mean, where you set a brief, or you get someone to set a brief for like a small team, and then they go off and they do something.
I love the idea. I like the idea that it's an elemental concept. So there's a graffiti writer, a DJ, stroke beat maker, MC, and dancer.
Yeah,
Breakin in particular. I really like that.
Yeah.
Something
Nice.
Something that I'd love to see as an audience member, and maybe it's just because I'm a bit cheap like that, is if it was like, you know, if it was like Halloween or whatever, you could do like a Halloween themed one where everyone has to make it spooky. Or what would be really cool as well is using, you know, hip hop artists or whatever to make a 3 to 5 minute like kids episode of something. So you could, then your concept is like an educational idea, and yeah, see everyone's take using like hip hop music, or you know, or its surrounding things and the artists to try and do something like that, because that would be like, what on earth are you going to do to try and make like a 3 to 5 minutes kids episode? I don't know. I think that'd be a fun idea too.
Nice. Great ideas, guys. Anthony, anything from you?
I think what's generally being said here is the format is nice. It's just now playing with the rules so that each time it stays fresh. I think, yeah, just to carry on like that. We've had the one writer, one choreographer. You know, what if you bring people in from other disciplines that are outside of the hip hop discipline to meet with hip hop artists? So,
for example,
you're talking about a graffiti artist. What if you bring in somebody who paints, you know, the moons or paints galaxies, and see what the conversation is between those two, so that it becomes more multidisciplinary and people from different circles are mixing with each other. And as you said, you know, if then collaborations can come out of this, it's even doper. And I think maybe even applying as a single person, so you get all put into, you pick 4 choreographers, you pick 4 MCs or whatever, and you use a random picker, and we all get to work with people we don't usually work with to build new connections. That might
interesting. So basically put a whole group of multi-skilled people in the pot and then divvy them up.
Yeah.
So they just have to work with randoms that they've never worked with.
Yeah, that could be really cool.
Yeah. Okay, let's save that for a little while, because I quite like people who know each other working together as well, because you know, that sounds like another project.
Yeah, that is another one actually, 100%. Yeah.
What I would say though, guys, is that this has been one of my favorite new projects that I've ever thought of, man, and it's been really, really good. I've thoroughly enjoyed every part of it, and you guys, every one of you's represented so hard that I'm not gonna lie, I was chatting to Soweto Kinch about it, and we were both like, damn, these cats are working hard. We felt lazy. Do you know what I mean? We were just like, damn, like we thought this was going to be really difficult. You lot made it look so easy. Do you know what I mean? Every one of you. Thank you all. And this is a personal applause that I'm going to give you lot now. So yeah, man. So Monday is the official ending of the competition, which doesn't exist no more, because I think that what we're going to do at Breakin Convention is we're going to show them all together, one after the other. Yeah, because I think that it's hard to understand the context if we only see one. Do you know what I mean? I think you are forever connected as four groups of artists, simply because you've done this process together. Do you know what I mean? Why would we want to separate you? Do you know what I mean? So we're going to show all of these films back to back at the next Breakin Convention.
Wow.
Does that make you happy?
So dope.
That's dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Still let everybody know. Still let everybody know that the Matsena brothers won. Because it's still
we got a 1K likes. Yeah.
It's true, you know.
We've still got to Monday, haven't we? So, like, if I go online now and buy 2,000 likes, we're gonna.
Guys, as far as I'm concerned, just
Turn
buy
this
as
around.
many likes you want. Let's just see if we can manipulate the internet.
How many YouTube's accounts can you actually open up?
Oh, just write a script. You can just write a script and let it just do it.
Oh man.
All right, then, guys. Look, I'm gonna be out now. I've got meetings and stuff. We all got meetings, but it was an absolute pleasure to work with you. You know, keep pushing the work out. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, I think, if I'm gonna be honest, the reason why we wanted to do the competition was because it helps Breaking Convention get subscriptions and attention. Do you know what I mean? So the competition wasn't as important. But what was important was engagement, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody did quality work, so you all did that anyway, do you know what I mean? So thank you all very much.
Okay. Congrats, everyone.
Such your work, man. Thank you, everybody.
Thank everyone.
Yeah, congratulations, everyone.
Stay safe.
Yeah.
Love.
Peace.
Peace and